Oh, actually, while you're in here, I need you to talk bits about Winter Summit. Okay, so welcome to the team call. It's February 20th, and we have been really good about keeping our calls, at 30 minutes. So since we have a guest speaker tonight, and I've been super excited about having Michelle from Team Fit and Focused on our call tonight, we're not going to do announcements and all that stuff, but Mike is going to talk real quick about Winter Summit just to kind of remind everybody about that. And then we're going to pass it right over to Michelle so that she can take over and have the full amount of time. So, ready?
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
Yeah.
If I knew I was speaking, I would have wore a tie. Okay. Hey everybody, so yeah, Winter Summit, make sure that you're telling everyone in your downlines about that. We need to make sure that we get enrollments up. We're doing really good. We still have about 40 spaces left open. So because we got a lot more room this time. So we need to make sure that you're reaching out to your people and making that a priority. Everyone that goes always says that they almost like Winter Summit better than Summit. Now understand, it doesn't mean don't go to Summit. It's two different things. Winter Summit's really the time that we get to grow and together as a family and really work on our goals for next year. It's back in Gatlinburg. It's central to 90% of the population of the country. So within a 12-hour drive in 90% of the country, or population of the country. So definitely make sure that we go ahead and do that and make that a priority for ourselves. And for our coaches. And obviously when you post about it, when you talk about it, they're going to see that you're going to be interested in it. Start talking about maybe some previous Winter Summit memories and some things like that. And I look forward to that. We're really looking forward to it. It was 73 degrees here. We were up in Gatlinburg today. We had an absolutely great time. So that was it. And I'm looking forward to that. So
and since it's early on in the year, Winter Summit is a great, as you're thinking about some of your end of the year goals, if you're wanting to do to achieve certain star diamond levels, it's a great, incentive to possibly put out there for coaches that are in your downline, as a diamond incentive, for them to attend Winter Summit with you or something like that. And so since it's still, February, there's still plenty of time to plan for that and, to kind of find those coaches in your downline, or maybe they're not even signed up yet. But I know that that's something that I've done in the past, is use that as a diamond incentive for people that newly rank advanced diamonds get a free ticket to Summit or, help with their ticket to Summit or something like that. So just something to think about for that too. But anyways, Michelle, do you have slides that you're going to use? Yes? Okay, so I'll make you the host.
I think I can still share my screen. I should be good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I don't think I made any restrictions. All right, well then go ahead, take it away.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm going to share my screen. All right.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I see so many familiar faces, but then I also see some faces that I don't know. So I'm going to tell a little bit about myself and just kind of how I got to where I am at the moment. So I am a mom of two. I have two kiddos, Jordan and Ashlyn. Jordan is 7 and Ashlyn is almost 5. And I have been married to my husband now for almost 10 years, which is crazy. We're coming up on our 10-year anniversary, which, fun fact, we're heading back to Punta Cana for the first time since our honeymoon 10 years ago. So for the Success Club trip. So that's awesome. But so when I signed up as a coach, I was a new mom of 2, and I had my daughter in April of 2012, and I signed up as a coach the following January. I was a school teacher for 10 years, and so I went back to work after having Ashlyn right when she was around 5.5 months old, and things were kind of crazy. Obviously, any moms on the call can understand going back to work full time. Now I'm a mom of two, and I had a fitness background prior to becoming a coach. You know, I loved group fitness, and after I had my son, I actually got into running, and I ran a marathon before I had my daughter. So I had that fitness background, but I was struggling big time on how to figure out how to fit it into my life and how I was going to feel like a normal person again and lose all the baby weight after Ashland, because it did not come off so easy. So I was approached by my coach, and I was in a challenge group that was just for moms. And I ended up deciding to try Insanity. Again, I loved group fitness, and that was, you know, group fitness and running was kind of my way that I felt that I got the best workout. But, you know, that wasn't necessarily possible with having two kiddos and working full time. So I decided to give Insanity a try, and we had it at the time. My husband had bought it, actually from Craigslist. And so I gave it a try, and I ended up falling in love with it and found a workout that I could actually do at home, or in my case, at home and in my classroom right after school when my kids would leave. I would throw it up on my smart board and get my workouts in. I was feeling good. I was getting support from these moms that were also in the same exact boat as me. And it was an awesome feeling. And I felt like, you know, because I had that fitness background, I was trying to contribute in the group, and kind of acting like a coach without even realizing it or doing it on purpose. So I then decided to try Shakeology. So I didn't initially try Shakeology all at once. And I ended up trying Shakeology and loving that. And it just seemed to make sense because of the way I was being supported with the other moms in the group and how I was feeling, and finally losing the baby weight, and being able to fit working out in as a mom. It just felt like it was the next step to become a coach. And I had no expectations, though, going into being a coach. I had no expectations of what I was going to do with it, how I was going to do it, how to run a business. You know, I was just kind of like, you know what? I love health and fitness. I'm getting help if I can support others. If I can get a discount, that's great. So that was kind of my mentality going into coaching. So my topic is all about intention tonight. And the reason being is because I feel like that's like my word. And I've been a coach now for almost, or over 4 years, just over 4 years. I had the 4-year mark last month. And I feel like over the years, I have realized the amount of intention that it really does take with this business. So I would say my first year and a half was very unintentional. It wasn't until I went to my first coach summit, which was in Las Vegas. So in June of 2014, I went to my first coach summit, and that's when I realized the potential that was there, the lives that could really change if I got my butt in gear and, you know, actually was consistent with business activities and being more intentional with my business. And now I would say that I still was not to the point a year and a half of my business is where I am now, with the amount of consistency, discipline, and intention that I put into my business now. But this was really my starting point as to where I realized what was capable with this business. If you are not signed up for Summit, Winter Summit, or our Summer Summit in July, I definitely recommend it, because this is truly when things change for me with my business. So another big part of being intentional was with my own transformations. Now, like I said, I had that fitness background, so I really, the biggest thing I had going for me was my the product. That was my strongest Vital B coach that I was most consistent with. And you can see that I have some transformations, but I never had necessarily a huge physical transformation. Now the pictures that I have on here, I love these results, and I was so happy with them. But like I said, my biggest transformation was when I made personal development a priority. So for me, that the mentality that I had, it has changed so much. Even like tonight, I just posted about it tonight, being on a call like this. Usually I would be, a few years ago, I would have been a nervous wreck to do something like this. And now it excites me, and I want to share what this business has done for me and what it can do for you and the people around you. So just being able to be excited and not a nervous wreck, that's a huge thing. So and I think my journey as a coach has been slower because I was slow to work on myself and develop myself personally, and taking the time to do that personal development. So I think that has been so vital in this, and being intentional is with my personal development. So I had to grow a lot to get to where I am now and the belief that I have. So now so I mentioned I taught for 10 years. I'm a full-time coach now. I've been a full-time coach for a year and a half now, a little over a year and a half. And it wasn't my intention whatsoever when I signed up as a coach. But over the course of time, my why has changed. And I, you can see these are my kiddos in these pictures. And so that school bus picture basically was my why. Jordan went to kindergarten last year. And, as a school teacher, I kind of just was like, you know what, I have the breaks when the kids have the breaks. I have some time off in the summer, but, I kind of, during school teachers, like our jobs are not flexible during the school year. It's crazy. And, so I just kind of accepted not being able to put him on the bus and not picking him up and not volunteering in his classroom very much. And just, before I kind of just thought that's the way it was going to be. But I realized as I grew myself and my priorities changed, and I grew this business and realized the amount of teaching that I do in this business and how those skills transfer, I realized the potential. And this turned into my why I wanted to put my son on the school bus. I wanted to pick him up. I wanted to be there with my daughter in that bottom left-hand corner. When you have a second child, you don't have as much time with them. And so this has been, an amazing experience just leading up to this, and even realizing that this was possible. So having that strong why is definitely important, and an important part of being intentional with this business and being able to continue to be intentional and work towards your goals. So that's a little bit about me. I'm going to move on. So this is the definition of intentional: done on purpose, deliberate. So like I mentioned, the first year and a half of my business, I kind of just did whatever. I was not intentional. I wasn't great with the vital behaviors. Like I said, my strongest vital behavior was a product of the product because I had that fitness background. But I don't necessarily think that I had like this plan and intentions and this purpose. So when I'm talking tonight about being intentional, these are just things that you do on purpose. You're deliberate about things about how you spend your time that you have, because we're all busy. Like, I'm a full-time coach now, but I'm a full-time mom. I've got the kids. We have so many things going on. And so we're all busy. So if you are intentional with the amount of time that you have and you have allotted for this business, wonderful things can happen. So tonight, I'm just going to go through about 10 ways that you can be intentional with your business. All right, so the first thing is that you've got to set goals for yourself, and you have to be intentional about this. You need to, and Jen had asked me to do something similar to what I did when I was at Super Saturday in Idaho Falls. But this is, so I'm starting out with your yearly goals, and we're still pretty close to the beginning of the year. So hopefully you have set those goals for yourself that you want to achieve by the end of this year. But you can't just think about your yearly goals. I'm a big fan of the book, The 12-Week Year. If you haven't read it, definitely read it. It's a wonderful book. But if you just think that, you have those goals that you want to achieve at the end of the year, I mean, you think you have all the time in the world to achieve those goals. So to help you achieve those goals and to help you celebrate achieving the little goals, the small goals that are going to get you to those big goals, you need to break down those goals. So from the book, obviously they're quarterly goals, but from the book, he called them the 12-week goals. So breaking down by quarters what you would like to achieve. Monthly, I write down my goals every single month. I have a whiteboard that I use. It's like a whiteboard that I made that's in my office. It's actually right above me right now. But every single month, I write down my goals. Weekly goals and daily goals. So, and maybe you might want to call them weekly to-do lists or daily to-do lists, whatever, but still in mind what you want to achieve that week, what do you want to achieve that day. This is something I learned big time from 30-Day Push with Chalene Johnson, something that I implemented since last year, and it's helped so much. But I have the Erin Condren planner. It's right in front of me right now. And so each week, I literally write down my goals for the week, the things that I want to accomplish during that week in my planner. And then I actually have this little whiteboard that actually snaps into my planner for the week, and I write down my daily goals. So each night I plan out my daily goals, and on Sunday I basically sit down and give myself a little bit of time and plan out my week. I set up all my dates in my planner, but I also make sure that I write those weekly goals, those things that I want to achieve that week. And then nightly, I do the daily goals. If I don't get it done at night, I'll try to do it first thing in the morning, but I always try to work from that list because, again, you want to be intentional with your time. You want to set goals for yourself. If you have those in front of you, you're going to be way more efficient with your time. Also, to go along with having those things that you need to get done, that to-do list, is being intentional with a tracking or scoring system. So there is the business activity tracker in the online office, and you may use something like this. I basically just created my own. And again, this is from the 12-week year using a scoring system, which I absolutely love. And I think it's that teacher in me because I give myself a grade each week. But I basically created my list of everything. And this is actually not my list, by the way. This is some of it, but I have additional items on my list. But this is just a sample tracking scoring system that you can look at. So if you look at this, it has your workout, Shakeology, personal development, 5 connections, 3 invites, your team page check-in, posting on social media 3 times a day, checking in with your challenge groups, checking in with the coach online office weekly, your national wake-up call, team calls weekly, and then recognition would be daily. So basically it just mixes in the vital behaviors and those key activities that you should be doing as a coach, especially if you want to make a difference, help people, reach Success Club. These are the things that you need to be doing. And you'll notice I have totals on the side with numbers each week. So workouts, one workout a day, rest day in your program would be counting as your workout. So it's, you give yourself a score. How many days did you stick to your workout, your shake, personal development, and then you can see the numbers go up for connections and invites to 35, 21, because it's 5 each day, 7 days a week. The point of this is to tally yourself up at the end of the week. This is something else I do at the end of the week. On that Sunday evening when I'm planning out my week, I check my tracker. I see exactly what I need to work on. Where if you're a newer coach or building coach, your upline, your mentor can really help you with your business if they can see what you're doing with your business. So this is just very helpful, and it's good for self-reflection, being able to see where you can grow, where you might need help, and then you can work on it on yourself. You can ask for help. This is just a great way to really self-assess what you're doing with the business. So I think tracking is really important, because also when you are crazy during your day and you sit down and you have a 15-minute pocket of time, you have these items right in front of you and you know what you want to do. Now, these different items might be different for you. Like I said, I've added some things for me personally with like my blogging and live videos and things like the other things that I track personally for myself. You can create a tracking system that's going to be personal to you and your goals, especially those goals that we talked about. All right, being intentional with being a product of the product. So I think this is something important. I'm sure a lot lately you've heard about following a program and sticking to that program and showing people that, you know, our programs work. And I think that's important. And I use this as an example though, because this is just actually something that I just started it today. Today was day one. I signed up for the Pittsburgh Half Marathon that I'm running on May 7th. So I wanted to show this as an example of a way that you can still have a plan and incorporate a program. I know coaches that are doing hybrids, but they have a plan where they are incorporating maybe 2 different programs. Or me, I am incorporating running with 22-minute hardcore. But I also have Insanity in here because I'm an Insanity Live instructor. So those are my days that I teach. But you need to have a plan. You need to be intentional with what you're doing. If you're just doing random workouts, that's not necessarily helping people see the potential of following a program and seeing the benefits of following a program. I even just did recently, at one of my live videos was about the challenge du jour on Beachbody on Demand. If you're someone that likes to jump around, then maybe do the challenge du jour and try the different programs, but share that with people. Let them know what your plan is of being a product of the product. Are you following a hybrid? Are you following one specific plan? Are you doing the challenge du jour? What are you doing? People need to know that when you're sharing on social media. All right, being intentional with inviting. So this has been a huge help for me and for my team, being able to follow a plan throughout the month and have something to invite to each week. So basically, this is what I set up each month, and these groups and events and things that we do are monthly. They pretty much don't change. We added the Strive to Emerald group this month, so that was something different, but where you can see that when our 10-day new coach training starts, it's always the first Monday of the month. We always have our paid challenge group, so meaning basically our challenge group where people are following a Beachbody program and drinking Shakeology. That starts on the first Monday of the month. We have an open house that we do the first Tuesday of the month. We always have a free group the second week of the month. So all these different things that you see, they are consistent every single month. So you know exactly what to expect, and you can be intentional when you're inviting to Coach Open House, when you're inviting to your free group, when you're inviting to one of our paid groups, or a Coach Opportunity Q&A, whatever it is, there is something to invite to at all times. So that is something that I have found has been a huge help with being intentional with inviting and being able to increase those invites, because in the past, I know that, my inviting has been at random, and, this way I have my month planned. Every month I know exactly what's going on and I know what I can invite to. So this has been a huge help. All right, some other things to be intentional about. So your message on social media, really deciding who you are speaking to and what valuable information you want to provide for people, not just posting simply to post. Yes, there's going to be lifestyle and personal posts. I think those are important because people want to, you want people to relate to you and get to know you, but you need to be intentional about what kind of message you want to put out there for people and who you want to speak to. Another one, expanding your market and making connections. So if you're a newer coach, you might just be, you know, working with your warm market, working with people that you are friends with and family members, and reconnecting with those people. But decide exactly, you know, how many connections you're going to make daily. Be intentional about that. If you are working to expand your market and get more into a cold market, are you, for me personally, I am, you know, finding mutual friends, and I friend request mutual friends. I also go into and interact in interest groups. So I've been focusing on that lately, and making sure that I spend time each day in those groups, building those relationships, making those connections with people. So, but you have to have a plan for that. You have to be intentional about that. Your live videos, that's something else. This was a great suggestion from Arnold whenever I was in Las Vegas for the GoPro conference, not concert. Your live videos, you know, I was kind of, live videos can be so powerful, just because, you know, you're not just behind a computer screen typing to someone, you're actually speaking to them. They hear your voice, they hear your excitement. They see that you are, you know, coming from your heart. And so live videos are so important, but there's a way to have a plan with it and have more intent behind it. So Arnold was giving different examples whenever I had my meeting with him, of different coaches who do something maybe at a certain time every day, or a certain time throughout the week, might not be every day. They have a certain topic that they stick to, a certain theme, whatever it may be. So I kind of was stuck on this for a while. What was I going to do? But I kind of took my teacher background, my teacher side of me, and I turned it into lunch and learns, because I think that sounds like I'm being a teacher kind of. And that's kind of what I want to do. I want to educate people. I want to teach people about different things. So I have lunch and learns at least 3 days a week. I've kind of been doing them Monday, Wednesday, Friday lately, but not always. And I just said one of my live videos, my lunch and learn, was about the challenge du jour on Beachbody On Demand. Today I talked about my new 22-minute hardcore and running hybrid for my training for the half marathon. I did another one about a healthy recipe that I was making with a crock pot. And then I shared just information about me. I talked about my pregnancy with Jordan, my first pregnancy. So I just have so many different topics I can make it, but I just call them lunch and learns. And it's consistent, 3 days a week, lunchtime. So, and I share my lunches every day too, which is a good thing probably for me, because it makes me kind of change up my lunches and share different lunch ideas too. So, so be intentional with those. Personal development, huge thing. I told you my biggest transformation has been my personal development. And for me, I mean, it's because I got more intentional. I decided when I was going to be doing my personal development, what books I needed, what type of personal development I needed at the time. The Miracle Morning has been working wonders for me, and I've been doing that every morning. I think I'm on day 140 now, that I get up, and that's my routine every day. So being more intentional with that. Sharing about your health and fitness journey and your coaching journey. So I said my fitness background was huge for me. Well, I was sharing so much about my fitness and not enough about coaching. So I have been way more intentional with sharing how coaching has changed me, how I was before, how I am now, how I fit it into my day, all different ways. And that's actually one of the things I track on my tracker, making sure that I get those posts in on social media, because I think that, you know, if they just see your health and fitness journey, they're not, you know, they don't know that they could join you as a coach. They think that they can join you as a challenger. And who you surround yourself with. This is huge. So whether you have a success partner or a group, whoever you're surrounding yourself with, I can't express enough how important it is, because if you're surrounding your people that are positive, that are, maybe you vent, maybe you have a problem, but are you trying to come up with a solution, or are you just venting about it and being negative about it and dragging each other down? You need to be around positive people. And if you want to build this business, you need to be around other people who want to build this business and who also want to be positive and find a solution and come up with ideas and share ideas. So I can't express enough how important that is too. Oh. Okay. I just wanted to share this really quickly too, because with all these ideas of how I'm sharing how to be intentional, this might be a change for you. These things might be out of your comfort zone or not something that you're used to doing. And so this is from the 12-week year, this emotional cycle of change. And I think actually that maybe even some of us can relate. I feel like I can relate to this with a brand new year. You're so excited. You have these amazing goals and you're so excited, fresh start. And then you're trying to work on these goals, achieve these goals, whether it's with your business or with your health and fitness journey, whatever you had for your health and fitness goals. You're so excited. You're in that uninformed optimism stage. And then you start to dip down into that informed pessimism or valley of despair. And that is where personal development is a huge part of this business. You are going to achieve so much more when you have that belief in yourself, and when you have that mindset, that strong mindset. Because when you get yourself out of that valley of despair into that informed optimism and into that success and fulfillment, that is when obviously you're going to see the success and you're going to see the growth and you're going to see the change. And hopefully some of these activities that are, that you're not doing as much, they're not habits, they're not done intentionally, that eventually they will turn into something that it becomes so easy to you, and you see success from it. So I have a call to action for you, and I feel like I'm speeding through this. So call to action is for you, and I'm going to post this in Fit Family Network. But so some of these you might do, some you might do all these things, but maybe you're not as intentional with these activities. So I want you to pick 3 business activities you can do with more intention and tell us what those activities are going to be, just so we can help each other and hold each other accountable and decide what you are going to take the time to have more intention with. I think I see some things in the chat. I don't know if there are questions at all. Does anyone have any questions? No, just comments here. Oh, the slide. Are you talking about the tracker? Alicia, are you talking about the tracker? You're muted. I don't hear you.
Yeah, the monthly calendar.
Oh, the monthly calendar. Oh yeah, I can share it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've also kind of set up something similar for my team as well, so we can all invite into certain groups throughout the month, and so we kind of have an idea on which week we will hold our challenge groups and which week we will hold our like our sneak peek and things like that.
Yeah.
It's worked really well for us as well.
It's been so helpful because it's the same every month. Try to keep it consistent.
And it's really helped me too, so I know what I'm inviting into.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I can definitely share that in the team page. Does anyone have any questions? Like I said, I sped through that information. I feel like I was watching the time to keep it to half an hour. Anything else? All right. I don't think there's anything else. Jen, anything else? Where are you, Jen?
No, that was awesome. I know a lot of people like but I love your calendar system. I think that if you wouldn't mind posting that in Fit Family and then posting your call to action slide, so that way people can like respond what they're, what they're going to be committing to for those 3 activities or whatever. That would be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. And thank you so much for getting on and sharing with us tonight. And I really appreciate it. And I'll upload to YouTube so you guys can share with your team if somebody wants to live tonight.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.